so. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so.
Make it so.
Make it so.
Live long and prosper.
Welcome back to the Red Shirts. Tonight, joined by Brian Master Nunn, Security Officer, Nerdy Geek Communications, and First Officer Mark Spears. What's going on, guys? Welcome aboard.
What's up, guys?
What's going on? another wonderful week in Star Trek. Yeah,
It's always a wonderful week in Star Trek.
right?
Yeah.
So, Mark, as I learned a few weeks ago, you are a huge Star Trek fan.
Yeah, I'm a Star Trek and Star Wars. I love them both probably equally growing up because there was more Star Trek content to consume because Star Wars when I was growing up, 3 movies? That's it. Nothing. And Ewok movies. That was it.
Ewok movies. We don't
Yeah,
talk about those.
those were questionable.
Yeah, all that was movies. But oh yeah, man, I remember watching the reruns of the original series all the time, and then got in on Next Generation. When it was in syndication, I think it was on like Saturdays or something for me when I was first started watching it. So and that was neat because that show you grew into it, right? First season, okay, kind of finding its legs. Couple of seasons in, man, it was amazing. And then I like, of course, all the movies they were coming out with, the original series movies, the Next Generation movies. And so, yep, loved it all. The remakes, okay. I prefer the original Khan movie, The Wrath of Khan, over.
Uh-huh.
Into Darkness.
That's a
That's
taboo
a
movie.
sore
with me.
subject.
But I'm sad there's not much more Star Trek movie content. Now, of course, there's Star Trek TV content. Love Picard, the one, what was it, season 3? Or was it season
amazing.
2?
Yeah, season 3 when they all came back.
Came back. Oh,
Yeah.
God. The first 2 were okay. I watched those, but when they had them come back, and it wasn't just, I was thinking, it's going to be fan service. It's just going to be a bunch of, they're going to show up, make a little cameo. But man, the plot, whoever thought it out was great. It was everything that you would want like a reunion show to be. Just perfect. And then when they all got on the ship at the end, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting there tearing up when I saw them back on the Enterprise D, man. It's just,
You were not alone.
You knew this was going to be Picard's last voyage.
Yep.
oh,
I was hoping that they would announce a 7 and 9 series.
mhm.
Yeah, it felt like it was
Yeah.
primed for it.
Yeah. Well, when they kept talking about, what was it, Star Trek Legacy or something, they kept
Yeah.
saying they might do something
That's what it was supposed to be.
Next Generation and all that kind of stuff. And the characters they set up, like LaForge's daughters,
Yeah.
and all that, great characters. Usually when you have kids of characters you grew up with, you're like, oh, that's an annoying kid. I don't like them. It's just not, they're just not, but they actually wrote them very well. I really enjoyed the kids there. But the whole plot and everything I thought was great in Picard. That's probably some of the best Star Trek I've seen, but I couldn't tell you when. Of course, Strange New Worlds. I've watched some first season. I need to watch this one. Y'all been watching it. You telling me it's good?
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta watch it because what I watched I really loved. I just I forgot that it was on there, and I haven't got to watch this one, so I can binge watch it.
Yeah, they have really grown the cast and developed the cast really well, and everyone seems to work well together. And what's his name? Peck, that plays Spock.
Yes.
Yeah.
He does such an amazing job. Anson as Pike. he nails it. Just nails it. I'm going to be so sad when this series ends and another, was it 2 more seasons?
Yeah, 2 more seasons. Yeah, but obviously Peck is great. I mean, whenever I told you who his grandfather was, it's like, well, obviously he's got that screen presence like his grandfather.
Yeah. I didn't even know that until you said anything. Could you tell the audience who his grandfather is?
So Ethan Peck's grandfather is the great Gregory Peck.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. I did
Yep.
not know that. I've noticed when I watched that version of Spock versus the movie version of Spock, I enjoyed the TV version of Spock better. It just seemed like it seemed like Leonard Nimoy's Spock, right? It more of that. So yeah, man, that's neat. I didn't know that was who that was. So
Yep.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
Mark, did you watch any of season 2 of Strange New Worlds?
I want to say I only watched season 1, so they're up to season 3. So I got season 2
Yes.
to watch as well. I don't think I watched season 2, but maybe I did start watching it because, I mean, back in the day, I watched everything. Voyager, Deep Space Nine. I've seen every episode of all those. Enterprise. So this one would be the only thing I haven't watched is, I guess, season 2. I watched all the Discovery and that other show that's just come out, right? The it's where they're the hidden guys. They're
Section 31.
Section 31.
Oh, Section 31.
that's just now coming out, right?
I haven't watched it yet.
It's a movie. It's on Paramount Plus. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's just a movie. It's not
it's just a made for Paramount movie. And,
It was. They were talking about making a series, but then they just ended up making a movie out of it.
It didn't.
So have you watched any Lower Decks, Mark?
I have watched some of the Lower Decks and some of the where Lower Decks appeared on Star Trek. What was that? Were they on Strange New Worlds?
Yes, that was season 2.
Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That episode with the guy Quaid on it. Yeah, I watched.
Yeah.
I watched that one.
Boimler.
Yeah. So
Bradford
some
Boimler
episodes in season 2. And the girl still on the series that was like a condescent like ties into con?
Liana Noonien Singh.
Yeah. Because I remember watching her, I was like, "Oh man,
they got her in this weird kind of relationship with Spock. It's not cool, right?"
Yeah. It's like, what are you guys doing? First it was Nurse Chapel, now he's over here with Singh.
I'm just saying, like, has Spock ever been known for slaying? I mean, this guy over here.
Back in the day, you kind of want to know in the original series now what was he doing when behind closed doors, man?
I know. Look out, Uhura, you're next. Everybody on the bridge crew.
See, he gets it all out of his system by the time he's on the Enterprise.
It was Spock, dude. That's crazy.
Comics Kid said standalone movie wasn't great, honestly. Section 31.
That's basically what most the general consensus was, and that's why most of us didn't watch it.
She is not liking Nurse Chapel right now because what she did to Spock this season. A lot of people are not liking Nurse Chapel this season. Also, since Mark is here, I'm going to give away a book, #Trek, and I am giving away one of the rare 1 in 50 foils.
Woo, man, that's go for like $100, $200 bucks.
I know it does. We got to get back to the viewers.
Man.
I'm
gonna hashtag. Let's see.
Share this out.
Hashtag
go right ahead.
Myself, man. That's a good book.
Did you get any copies?
I do have some. I saw them earlier today. I got a bag and board them. I saw that I have a few, but yeah. If I
got a question for you, Mark. So if I ever went to a con and I took a blank sketch cover of Star Trek, would you do an Enterprise for me, or is that not something you're used to doing?
No, I've never had anybody ask that. I would probably do it because that's not that hard to do real quick. Usually when I'm at a con, I will leave my pencil and pens at home, so I only have like a Sharpie. Because that way I have an out when someone asks me like, hey, can you draw me a picture of the Hulk real quick? And I'm like, dude, it'll take me like 10, 15 minutes. So usually that's what I do. But I have some Star Trek stuff that I've done in the past and some that'll be coming out here in the future. So if you like my artwork and you like Star Trek, I can't talk about it yet, but it'll be out within a year or two, and I'll have to come back and we'll talk about it. But I love the original series, love the Next Generation and all that, and I had my dreams fulfilled of getting to draw some of that stuff. So,
nice.
It's funny. I was going to ask you if you were doing a Star Trek cover.
I did a picture of Kirk and Spock and had Shatner sign it. They stopped me and said, "Where did you get this?" And I said, "Oh, that's mine. I've worked for Paramount before and all this kind of stuff." And they were like, "Really? We really want to get your information. We want some of these." And they liked it that much. So, yeah, that was an honor. I actually worked on Star Trek trading cards years ago for, I want to say it was Rittenhouse. You had to get, this was about 2007. That's how long ago that was. They were going to do sketch cards of every episode, like one sketch card, but you had to draw the same exact card like 50 times. It was kind of weird what they were doing. So they went and got the cards printed up. You drew test shots. So I drew a bunch of Star Trek scenes from different things. They picked what they liked, and they picked one of mine, and it was a Kirk scene from it's where he had the supercomputer, if you remember that. I don't remember what episode it was in the original series. Well, and so they sent me my cards, told me to go ahead and start. I did a couple of them. Then they wrote me back and said, "Hey, Mark, we're having to cancel the project because we couldn't get enough artists approved, because every time they did a likeness, like William Shatner would have to approve that likeness.
Yeah,
I was the only artist out of all of them that he approved his likeness for. So that was my claim to fame at that point. For years, I would wear that as a badge. I'd say, of course, the series never came out. I still have those blank Star Trek sketch cards, though.
Oh, wow.
That, So, because I did not send all of them back when they asked me, I was like, "No, this is something part of you." I kept like 20 or 30 of them. So I still have those floating around. But yeah, that was really cool. And then getting to meet William Shatner this year was awesome. 2 years ago, when I was at my first con, he was there, and I got to eat tacos. Like, he was like 2 feet from me when I eat tacos, and he's eating tacos, and I'm sitting there telling everybody, "Man, I ate tacos with William Shatner, man. That's how awesome." But I was scared to death to talk to him. This year I talked to him, but that's really cool. And another Star Trek story, Brent Spiner was there in 23, and I wanted to go meet him all weekend long, but I was too busy, and he had a big line. But I'm back in the green room, sitting there with my wife the last day. It's a couple hours left in the con, and there he walks up with his luggage. He's leaving for the airport, right? He's done. And I just said, "Oh, are you leaving?" And then that's all it took. He walked over to me, and he talked to me for like 25 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
That was awesome. Dude, he sit there, and he's so funny. I don't know if people that know this, they would think Data is not, Brent is hilarious. So he got my name wrong, and then he kept messing it up, but it was on purpose, and then and I told him, I said, "Well, I have a brother named Brent," and he goes, "Oh, really?" And then he used that crazy last name he came up with, and I was like, "Well, no, that's not it." But then I started asking, because I thought, "Hey, man, this is the only time I'm going to get a chance to ask him about Night Court." And he went off about Night Court, talking about how much fun that was, and the character, and coming back. This was actually, when he was there, Picard season 3 had just shown on air, right? Yeah. So you just got to see that. So that was neat. They had a bunch of Star Trek guys there from the next generation.
Awesome.
So yeah, I got to see him. He was just so great. And that's what you want. You want the experience. I didn't get him to sign anything, but just to have that experience with him. And I gave him some trading cards. I said, I don't know if you could take these with you because they're, they only have so much luggage that they're taking.
Yeah.
And he probably threw them away at the airport, but he took them for me. So, but yeah, man, that's my Star Trek. I don't have any Star Wars stories that way. It's more Star Trek.
Oh, that's because you don't go to many cons.
That's true too. I don't go to many. I've been to Expo twice.
Yep.
And the Farley Con. And then that's about it. I went to one that was in Metropolis. It's not really a con though. It was a celebration event for Superman.
Yeah.
Did that last year. And they had some Superman actors there and stuff like that I got to talk to. The guy who was the bad villain, what was his name? In Superman 4, who was the bad guy? He had solar.
Nuclear Man.
Nuclear Man.
He was there. Got to talk to him. He was right beside me, so we talked a lot. And he's an awesome guy. And then they had the girl from Smallville, Lana. She was there, and I think Brandon Ralph was there. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but it was a neat little, I guess you would call it a con, but there's, a few vendors, there was a few artists, and then they had a few actors. So it's it was almost like a fair or something, because you would walk. Metropolis is a very small place if you've ever been, and it's a very small town where they kind of close everything down and just have this big event. So it's really fun. If you're ever in Illinois, Metropolis, Illinois, I would suggest to go.
I've been trying to get Mark to go to Baltimore since last year. That's not to sign anything, just to hang out, walk around, look at the books, go in disguise. See who's
I was about to say, you
books.
think he could walk around a Comic-Con and not get mobbed?
Well, only this year did they start figuring it out. But the other years, I could walk around, like even my logo con, no one say a word to me. They didn't know who I was. This at Farley Con, I was walking around when I was taking my breaks, and I could see them off my side vision. They're going, "Hey, there's Mark Spears over there," and then they would. These are the vendors. Then they would come up, and then they would swarm me, and it was like, oh man. And then I would have people coming up saying, "Hey, I don't want to stand in your line. Can you give me a signature, and I'll just pay you cash?" And I'm like, dude, I just signed it for free. Just like, I understand, it's okay, but yeah, that's a weird feeling, because at home, I never get recognized or anything asked for a signature here. I go to my comic book store here, no one says a word to me, right? So it's so weird that to get attention when I'm somewhere else like that, because I was just at my local comic book store a week ago this Sunday. Was in there talking to some guy for 30 minutes. No one ever walked up, said a word to me. I went over there because I said, "Hey, Melissa, my wife," I said, "let's go look, see my comic books on the shelf," because I never get to do that because we barely go to stores anymore when the books are out. And I was just looking. I see the monster section. I see a bunch of Dynamite books over there. And then I see a guy walk up, and he goes over there to one of my books and just starts opening, looking at it. And I'm like, he likes my cover over the other covers. But I didn't say that to him, I didn't want to, my kid was like, "Dad, you just pick it up and just scribble on it and give it back to him." And he's probably like, "What you doing messing up my book?" So
Put it down and grab another one that was
get another one. He's like, "I don't want that crap."
Your golden Superman is finally coming. Yellow golden Superman is coming out this week.
Oh yeah.
Superman Unlimited. That one. I was watching a few videos, and some people are confused. They think it's the lighting. It's not the lighting. That's what the character's costume is going to look like.
Yeah, it's gold. I don't know inside if it's gold, but that's what they told me to draw on it. The gold. I'm looking inside. I got my comp copy like last week. But they said they wanted the gold from the action figure, the Superpowers action figure.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't really see a gold suit inside. I don't know.
I think
They wanted that on it. What's interesting is there's this little, like little blurbs and stuff where they're talking about stuff. And there's one of my covers, but it's actually they're just talking about like the Phantom Zone and stuff, which is cool. They reused my art. That's neat.
That is cool.
But no, he's supposed to be gold. So it was weird because I do have this blue light hitting gold and I have a regular light hitting it. So, but that's the only way I could think of to do it to make it interesting. But I do like this. This is my latest version of Superman, and it's kind of the one I used for Superman, Batman, World's Finest that'll be coming out here the next 6 months or so. But I like the lighting on that one a lot. I like to play around with colors, all the crayons.
It's a nice cover.
Bruce is gone at the moment.
All right.
I am right here.
Disappeared.
I just wanted to show for the audience that haven't seen his Superman Batman cover that he did in World's Finest Annual #1.
Oh, that one? Yep. 9/8.
I have one signed too, just saying.
That's one of my favorite Batmans that I did. But that was the first Batman I ever did too. So that was interesting to get to do that. And that was my first DC book to come out, even though it wasn't the first DC book I did. Yeah. They just did them in such a weird order when they come out. Because Bruce knows that I have a lot of those. I guess I would call them card covers. That looks like a card. I got 13 of those, and the only ones to come out so far is Aquaman. So they got all those coming out over the next year or 6 months.
If you love the Super Friends, you will love these card covers that are coming out. Flash Zoom.
Yeah. Lex Luthor.
Darkseid.
Bizarro.
Wonder
Sinestro.
Woman.
I need to go. They've asked to do more because I'd like to complete the set, have Green Lantern, of course, do him again. And I would like to do a Batman and Robin on the cover. It would be neat for it. I did a Crypto with Superman on it. So I told him, I said, let me get done with Spawn 77, then I'll go back and I'll probably do some more.
Nice. So let's get into some Trek. We're going to talk about episode 6 of Strange New World, the Salat Who Ate Its Tail. Episode starts out with I forgot her name, Captain Varel.
Varel.
Captain Vulcan.
And Lieutenant Commander Kirk is being a douchebag to her, saying, let's go down to the planet. Let's take risks. Let's not just be a science vessel and survey. And they're going back and forth. And next thing you know, the planet explodes. Then we get into
Galactus
ship.
It's
Galactus.
It's Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds.
Galactus, it is such a huge ship.
And apparently, on one of the tentacles, there was the TARDIS.
Yes, I had to look back and see if they had TARDIS on one of the tentacles of the ship.
Did it? I need to go see.
The ship is the USS Farragut. It's pretty much disabled after this world-eating ship blasts through the planet. And of course, you get Kirk by himself, blah, blah, blah. You got invaders. Their phasers have no effect on these invaders in these suits. What did you think of it so far, Brian and Nerdy? I know Mark hasn't seen it yet.
We'll make it brief, that way we can jump into Wrath of Khan.
Y'all can do spoilers. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
I like this episode a lot. It had like the thing I liked about this show a little bit. At first, it was kind of an annoyance, but now I'm kind of like pleasantly kind of going along with it. It's very Star Trek tropey. So like, if you can think of a Star Trek trope or something that's been done in Star Trek before,
yes,
you're gonna see it in this show, but just in a different way. So like this kind of had just echoes of like 5 or 6 different episodes, and then once you get to the final reveal at the end, it kind of just like warps your mind. But it was really good getting to see Kirk do his stuff and how they had to use old school communication forms to,
this was great. They pulled out the phones. I was like, where did they get phones for?
She had the Atari, bro.
She had I was about to say that she had an Atari 2600 in her room. I was like, why does she have an Atari 2600 in her room?
She's a collector, bro.
She was alive in the 80s, dude.
That's right. I think she was
long lived.
5,000 years old.
Yeah, she's kind of like Guinan's people,
and then number one over here using the flight sticks to control the ship. That was
the doctor was using the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, he was using the Joy-Con or the joystick from the Atari.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
What I love is I always love it, and Star Trek, it seems to be the only thing that really does it, is whenever the Farragut starts getting bombarded by the pieces of the planet and is obviously in distress, how the Enterprise comes in and puts itself between the debris and the Farragut to protect it. I always love how Star Trek always does that. Whenever a ship is in distress, the other ship will put itself between it and protect it. I've always loved that about Star Trek.
Exactly. And like Cosmic One says, it was like an old school episode of Star Trek.
Yeah, so you get Pike and his crew come along and they get swallowed. The ship gets swallowed.
Yeah, it's like a giant
by the
beast.
ship and disappears, and that leaves Kirk as the commanding officer on the Farragut, along with Spock. Who else? Chapel. Who else?
All the original crew.
Oh yeah, except for Pike.
Oh no! I'm talking about that was with that was on the Farragut with Kirk.
Yeah,
it's all the original crew.
Yeah, pretty much. Spock, Uhura, freaking Scotty, everybody that's on the show currently that was a part of the original series was on the
everyone that's not gonna die before season 5.
Is it bad I watch this show waiting to see who's gonna bite it?
Yes. No.
They keep making it seem like Ortegas is gonna bite it, because there's been twice where it looked like she was gone.
I don't like Ortegas. I really don't. I'm not a fan of her.
Give me Sulu, please, and thank you.
Where's Sulu? Bring Sulu aboard, please. And then we learn at the end of the episode that the big giant monsters are humans.
Yeah, they built a colony ship and went out into the vast yonder of space, and they ended up becoming scavengers and pirates, basically. Operating a giant living vessel.
They were a group of scientists that left Earth, and they just became this big world conquering, killing everyone, just taking resources as they needed. I think that was a big it really impacted the crew, because they can't see humans doing this in the galaxy. And I thought this was like such a wild reveal.
Well, their view of humanity is completely different. The Roddenberry version a la Trek versus what the writers put on the page for this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think they hit it pretty good. They weren't too preachy with it like they did with season 2 of Star Trek Picard. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought this was for me, this is, besides for the first episode of the season, this is my favorite episode so far for this season.
Yeah, it's
clearly the original scientists leaving Earth.
The picture looks so fake.
Really fake. Come on, it's Star Trek. What do you want?
No. Just the way that the faces looked in the mask is just hilarious.
It was a big shock when they revealed the individuals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyone else think that one right there looks like a young Ethan Hawke? I think.
Right.
I was thinking the guy from 30 Days of Night. What's his name?
Oh, Josh.
Yeah,
Hartnett.
Oh,
That's
Josh
what I
Josh
was.
Hartnett.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Hey, Pickles. So now that we've had an appetizer of Star Trek, let's get to the greatest movie. One of the greatest movies ever
The
made.
film that saved Star Trek. We
The
wouldn't be
film
talking
that
about.
saved
We wouldn't be
cinema.
talking about Star Trek right now if it wasn't for this movie.
True. We got the Wrath of Khan. If you don't know, this was a direct sequel to season 1 of
Space
TOS
Seed.
Space Seed.
Nicholas Meyer.
Such a good cast, such a good movie. When Chekhov and the captain get to the planet and he realizes it says Body Bay inside the cargo holder, that was like, what? He was like, what? Let's get out of here.
Right. Well, and not only that, but I'm fighting every nerd urge to point out the fact that he wasn't a part of the crew of that season. But okay, moving on. Chekhov. He told that to the writers so he can get in the movie. Like,
I'm sure they told him about it once he became part of the crew. They're like, oh, this one time we found this dude,
Right.
Khan,
we left him on a planet.
crazy.
Dude, first from the moment go, the James Horner score in this movie, like I said, I went crazy for the one last week with James, Jerry Goldsmith and the original Star Trek theme, just because of how much you've seen that just everywhere. That ended up becoming the theme for Star Trek. But this theme here, just wow! I can't say it enough. It hits you right in the beanbag. Just yeah, dude, come on. Christy Alley's one of her, her kind of a star debut.
She was such a great character in this movie. I mean, I wish we would have gotten her playing that character in all of them, because that character returns, but that's the only time Christy Alley did it, and she was so good.
The only thing I didn't like was when she said "damn." I was like, when do Vulcans curse? What?
It's because she was supposed to be half Romulan too.
Oh yeah.
You know what was kind of slightly ironic? Okay, so this last week's episode of Strange New Worlds was kind of Kobayashi Maru-esque.
Yeah.
I was thinking about while I was watching Star Trek 2, I was like, damn, this is Kirk Kobayashi Maru. It's a no-win scenario. Let's go.
Well, this is the introduction to Kobayashi Maru, isn't it?
Yeah. First time it was mentioned, I thought.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And they based the video game for the Super Nintendo off this. It was legit. Starfleet Academy. That was so much fun. But yeah, dude, the ear, like, if you didn't like touch your ear while that was happening the first time you saw this movie, like,
oh, dude,
yeah, that was some like body horror in a Star Trek movie. Like, you just don't expect that,
Yes.
When I first saw this as a kid, when I saw that the little brain eating things, I used to worry about going to sleep and like, what if a water bug or a roach crawl in my ear?
They wrap themselves around the cerebral cortex. First causes madness, then death.
And that's how his wife died. That's what's really interesting too.
Yes.
Well, that's what killed his wife, is one of those freaking earwig things.
Star Trek Wrath of Khan, it needs to be studied in classes of teaching writing for villains, because the first thing you see is, like you said, it's Chekhov and the other guy, and he walks in and has his crew with him, or his guys. But you're supposed to have a reason to fear this villain. Like, say you never watched Star Trek before, and you're watching this, you're seeing this guy and how he acts, right? He picks him up with one hand, right? Then you're like, whoa, this is different. He's got these muscles, and then but he's so intelligent and eloquent when he's talking and speaking, and it's just, you can see it in his eyes how crazy he is because he wants revenge so bad. I love it. Just the little, I mean, it's the little bitty things, like when he's saying Captain Kirk, and he goes, "You mean Admiral? Oh, Admiral Kirk."
Yeah.
I got a promotion. All right.
Yeah.
And it's like he gets promoted while I'm sitting here at this planet, and then and actually, if you think about it, the guy's not that wrong about. He was alienated there, or whatever you want to call it, sent to a world like that. They never checked on him.
Yeah.
So that's an offense by Starfleet for not doing that. Dude, his wife dies. So many people die. Because if you think about it, everybody there is like young.
Yeah.
Even the guy from Phoenix, that show, and he's like the right-hand man of Khan.
Yeah.
That guy. Everybody's very, very young if you look at his crew. So I'm thinking they were born years later. Dude, that's just a way to make a villain entrance. It's up there with Darth Vader. When Darth Vader walks that corridor and you get, and he lifts the guy up again, choking him and all that. It's the same kind of setup where you're like, dude, this guy means business.
Right.
But that's just even the very beginning of it. And the whole thing about Khan wearing one glove. He says, I want to just put one on it. So you don't understand, why is he not wearing two? Maybe something's wrong with his hand. He was always thinking about his character. And it's so good. Love the visor, the production, and it's made out of, if you look at their clothes, they're all just made out of parts that they had laying around, right?
Yeah. Spare parts around the costume shop,
It's just amazing. I tell you.
And you think about it, when I rewatched Space Seed today, I believe it was Khan and 72 other survivors. Maybe 5 to 10 died when they took back this Enterprise. Maybe, but that's a lot of lives that Kirk is responsible for.
Yeah,
that died.
I mean, that is a thing if you start thinking about it. And the whole premise about the revenge, and it's Moby Dick basically,
yes,
which is great. Everything. I mean, I'm telling you, when they wrote this, I've watched so many documentaries on it and things, but they took parts. They wrote so many scripts. They took little bitty parts to each one. They said, we like this, we like this. But the little things that they put in there is just amazing. The way they talk and everything, just loved it.
And then you find out he has a son. I'm pretty sure he has like 25 kids out there somewhere trying to claim him.
One of them's probably green too, I'm thinking.
I think so. He
hasn't being generous.
He didn't meet a species that he did not like.
I love the thing with the son, but when I was watching it as a kid, I didn't really understand it as much. Now I see it because it's all the passage of time. You're showing Kirk being vulnerable because he's not Superman anymore. This is kind of what you wanted in that Luke Skywalker to be later on, where passage of time and he's getting older. This is what you wanted The Last Jedi, I think, to be. But this shows you Kirk is vulnerable. He has to get the lids out to read. He's got a son that he doesn't know about. And I just love the line where she goes, how are you feeling? He goes, I feel old. He goes, I got a guy out there who wants to kill me. Don't know why. I got a son he never told me about. And especially as you get older watching this, you're like, wow, it just speaks to you, man. It's so good. So poetic.
And
then how we talked about Picard earlier, they did the same thing. Picard in season 3 finds out he's got a son.
Yes, I think they went back and said, what worked in that movie? Let's use that. And then to find out,
it wasn't the first time Star Trek went back to the well on that one.
if you watch this movie by itself, it's interesting, but it's very sad if you know what happens in the next movie. because
Yeah.
You click
the whole son thing. So that's just it's
my
more
boy.
sad. But yeah, man, that's just this made the characters so much better than in the original series. I think it made them more vulnerable, more identifiable, even with Spock, to Kirk, to Bones, everybody across the board. I thought it just made them even better.
Unlike the show, this movie gave the characters room to breathe as exploring their feelings and relationships with each other.
Yes.
And you see the dynamic that plays out from the beginning when he first doing the Kobayashi Maru to the end, where he's an arrogant bastard in the beginning, and then he has a son, he gets humbled. I guess you could call it a sort of hero journey throughout the movie.
It's character growth. He becomes, dude, when he's biting that apple, I still to this day when I'm watching that, the hairs on my arm just raise up because he's sitting there. I'm smarter than the guy who's supposed to be really smart. He's like, I've been doing this code with Spock, and he's eating that apple, and he's like, beam us up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And the music starts hitting. But it's it is, he has a very, I think it's a character journey where he can't face death. He never really had to. And then Spock dying to save everybody. And he sits there and talks at the end of his funeral. It's a character growth moment to me. I think Kirk changed in that whole movie.
And when he first learns that it's Khan, his face, it dropped on the floor like, holy fuck, I messed up.
I think it's Shatner's best acting in all of Star Trek too, because of that. You're acting without Ricardo Montalban being there at all. So he's acting to some guy offside reading the lines, right? And the whole thing when people complained. I remember that where they said when Scotty walks in with his dead nephew, ain't that what it was? Nephew?
Yeah, it's his nephew.
He displayed more emotion than Shatner did. I think Shatner displayed the kind of emotion he could show as a captain. He's leading everybody.
Yeah, he can't be crying.
It's just amazing. Again, the way they have each character with Kirstie Alley doing stuff and questioning everything. Savik's sitting there going, well, why did you do this? And he's like, I didn't do anything. We just got caught with our pants down or something like that. It's so true. And how do you defeat someone who's basically smarter than you and physically better than you and has this ultimate weapon that and I also like that they didn't make it a weapon. It's just going to be used as a weapon. That's neat because Star Trek was more about not weapons, but populating, fixing a planet.
It was a terraforming device.
Yes.
It was a whole commentary on it's not the object, it's the person that's holding it that makes it good or evil.
It's like a gun. Exactly.
Yeah, like guns. It's not the gun, it's the person that's holding the gun. So
it's like, Dr. McCoy's like, suppose you use this somewhere where life exists, and Spock goes,
rewrite the Matrix.
That's life in favor of the new Matrix. And
how good was that? Bones and Spock talking about that, and it's just that's what actually when you think of Bones and Spock, you think of them arguing that way.
It's the angel and devil on Kirk's shoulder.
Yes,
the metaphorical one. The logic and passion.
The logic and passion, and that's what I think. Honestly, if there was an episode that says, "Well, Bones and Spock never existed," that was Kirk's, inner demon. That would they wrote it perfectly like that. I don't know, on the show they kind of did, and in this movie it was perfectly done that way. Where you're actually seeing everything that's happening in Kirk's head with Bones and Spock talking. So
when Bones is over there saying how God created the earth in 7 days, but wait, here comes Genesis. We'll do it in 1 day. Such a great line.
I mean,
it was so weird for them to invoke God in a sci-fi show.
We'll do it in 6 minutes.
I was like, wait, what? 6 days. I know that.
That was probably the first time they ever did that. I don't know if they ever did it in the original trilogy. And then even at the end, I remember as a kid watching this, I was probably, I don't know, 10 or so. It was weird that they actually did Amazing Grace on the bagpipes at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, I was kind of shocked at that because I'm thinking, this is the future. But you got to remember, they did come from Earth. This isn't Star Wars. It's so things are passed down and things
It's a
like
maritime
that.
tradition,
Oh yeah,
But man, that gets you in the feels though.
Navy thing, the theme of it being more when they're doing the loading the torpedoes. Dude, that's genius. Actually, have them something to do where they're pulling the things up, and
pulling up the grates and getting it ready for loading
it was
up.
the best submarine movie I've ever watched. That's basically
especially when they get to the nebula and they have nothing but sensors and everything like that. That is a submarine movie.
It's a submarine movie, but you're actually able to talk to the other guy in the submarine and see them on the screen. That's basically what it is. And that was genius. I love the uniforms. Those were the best uniforms that I think they ever had at that time.
Yeah, because the uniform
were great.
There's a reason why they ran with them the rest of the time.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
well, what made me sad though as a kid, they had all kinds of action figures for the first movie, right? Because they're trying to be like Star Wars. You had I had a bunch of Kirks and stuff like that. This movie comes out, there's nothing. You couldn't get any merchandise for that. They were like, "Oh, it's not gonna do well or whatever." But now you can finally get a Khan. You can get Khan action figures. You can get Kirk action figures and all that.
When they were in that field, and that was like the most intense part of Act 3 of the movie. It was like a shark circling its prey as Enterprise is circling the what was the name of the ship?
The Reliant.
The Reliant.
The Reliant. I thought that was so great. It was just like so intense. And then just seeing them finally get their due and Khan's like, you know what? If I'm dying, I'm taking everybody with me. Let's go.
Yes.
He had no qualms about it. He will not be captured. He let his emotion and ego drive him the whole movie. He could have destroyed the Enterprise, had the chance. He did nothing. They could have got away.
On this one, it's I remember watching Superman about 20 years ago. Again, I'd watch Superman growing up all the time. Christopher Reeves, loved the movie. Didn't catch it until I owned a comic book store. I was watching it one night. I went, wait. Superman's weakness here wasn't kryptonite, it was vanity. He sits there and tells a reporter, "Oh, I'm alert. I can't see through lead." Yeah. Right? He thought nothing could hurt him. So that's why Lex Luthor reads that, and that this was the same kind of thing. It was vanity. He was like, nothing can, hurt me. I'm going after Kirk. I don't care. Even though, remember the guy even tells him, his like first officer kind of guy.
You have Genesis. You have everything you want.
You have everything. Yeah. And that's the Old Man in the Sea. That's Moby Dick. That's everything, man. That's all these classic things of literature, and they did it so well in there. And when Kirk is looking over to his son, and when they're sitting there saying how far away they are from the blast radius, and they're not even talking, but he goes, mm-mm. And then you can see it on Kirk's face, like, we're not going to make it. We're not
going to make it. Nope. He's like, nope.
And then they celebrate, and then when he just looks over there and doesn't see Spock when Bone says, "Get down here," that acting there though, it
was so good. And this scene when they're holding him back and Scott, I don't know if it was Scotty or Bone, says he's already dead, Jim.
It was Scotty.
Yeah, he's dead already.
Yeah, he's dead already.
Oh my God, that was such a moment in this movie. And then Spock's just sitting there, and he gets up, and they're saying this was such a
but Spock, when he gets up the first time, he straightens out his uniform.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yes.
I don't know if that's written in the script or if that's Leonard Nimoy, but dude, that is perfect. I mean, he's like, gotta straighten up. Captain's here. Get over there and do his thing. And having them not touch each other, and just do the whole, because that was from the original series, right? He would always do the live long and prosper. And
Yes. I could do it with both hands.
I never took the Kobayashi Maru. What did you think of my result?
I think I was 5 or 6 when I watched this, and man, I was tearing up whenever Spock was dying, and then when they're playing Amazing Grace and they shoot him off, and it's like, man, that had me in the feels when I was a kid.
I did not know this. Thank you, the graphic.
Yeah, science fiction fantasy. I think it's probably one of the best deaths ever because you're hit with the impact, and then you get to see the funeral, and then how Kirk's changed in that last scene where what's her name, Marcus is talking to him, and he's got a smile on his face. He's like, something Spock was trying to tell me, and he has hope now, and he feels younger than he did. So again, he had a story arc, which nowadays people don't even put those in film anymore.
No.
One thing that carries over to the next movie is before Spock goes into the reactor room, he puts Bones out and then does the Vulcan.
Gives him his Katra.
Yes.
Yeah,
remember that I was like, wow. You think about it, seeing that you're like, that's just a throwaway scene. Then you see the next movie, and
it was a great setup.
Such a great setup.
But let me ask you three this.
Go ahead.
Should they ever have brought him back, or should they said, nope, he's going to be the guy that will be never bring back, and this death means something?
That's a tough one, because if you think about it, like on a business standpoint, if they hadn't have brought him back, we would never have gotten Star Trek 4
or 6.
Yeah.
Which I think 6 is pretty good.
6 is really good.
Yeah.
But mostly the fact that he directed 3, he came back and directed 3 and 4. That was a sign that he wanted to come back and be a part of it again. Because
he
they
liked
wrote him
this
to
so
die.
much. Yeah, I mean, this changed Star Trek. Number 2 changed it. If number 2 hadn't been good, I don't know how much more Star Trek we would have had. I think it was dying at that time.
Yeah,
they were picking other things, Star Wars fast beat stuff, something up tempo. And I think this actually Next Generation owes something to Wrath of Khan, because who knows if that would have got.
Well, yeah, they greenlit the series. It greenlit the series is basically what it did. A lot of the credit should go to Harv Bennett, who took over as producer took over. They basically told Gene Roddenberry, your movies are boring. Go sit down. They're too heady.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2001 Space Odyssey type to me. It's more of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But not done as well.
Exactly.
But I love how Harv Bennett came in and he brought in people like Nicholas Meyer, who really weren't Star Trek people at all, who were just people who had written a few books.
And you would think that wouldn't work, right? Because they've done that with comic book movies. They will actually bring somebody who goes, "Oh, I've never read a comic book," and it turns out to be horrible.
Yeah.
But you know what? You sit there in those. I've seen those documentaries. You might have seen it too, where he goes, "But I didn't know what Star Trek was. I never watched it. But I knew Horatio Hornblower. I knew about these adventures. So he knew kind of a comic booky kind of thing that was similar. And he said, that's what I'll turn it into."
Did you just say comic booky?
Ease up, Bruce. Ease up.
Okay.
Almost like to use the word pulpy. Like, I mean, some of those way back in the day, but like just the what they brought to it. Nicholas Meyer brought the militarism to it, and you brought that up a few times, and it's something that's stuck with Star Trek throughout its run. Because before it was kind of, hey, it's a bunch of hippies in space, all right, let's do our thing. But once they established that, Harv Bennett and Nicholas Meyer deserve like mounds of credit for saving the franchise. For moving it in a good direction in terms of the movies. I mean, just there's so much to be said about like just everything that was going on around this time. Like I wasn't even born. I was -1. I watched a lot of documentaries, which are fantastic. If you don't have the special edition DVD for Wrath of Khan, I recommend getting it. Listening to the director's commentary while Nicholas Meyer talks about everything. and then go watch the day after, and then try to sleep. Just kidding.
If they would not have brought Spock back, I don't think Trek would have survived without Spock.
Yeah, you needed that.
But you have that friendship and buddy dynamic between Spock and Kirk that's grown. It grew even more throughout the movies. His motivation to go find his friend drove him in the search for Spock. It's always Spock trying to pull Kirk back from being the worst of himself, and it's I don't know. I don't think Star Trek would have survived without Spock.
Well, the thing about Spock is that despite what that he's a Vulcan, for most people who watch Star Trek, they're nerds. They're going to be socially awkward. They're not going to be good at expressing feelings. And he's probably the character that most people relate to the most. And if you kill him off, that takes away somebody that a lot of people, because like people always relate to Spock and they relate to Data because they have, a lot of us have a hard time showing emotion, being able to fit in with the main crowd, and you relate to those characters. That's just the way it was. And with him gone, it would have been really hard for a lot of people to. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't have watched it, but they would have it wouldn't have been the same.
For decades, nerds they were ridiculed, laughed at, and seeing Spock trying to fit in, I guess we're trying to relate, he relates to trying to fit in amongst humans. So nerds trying to fit into normal people. We had our own little circles, and now it's not as bad, but it's still bad. Even nerds bullying other nerds. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
The Trekkies are
that's what we're down to
amongst
now.
The nerds.
We've reduced ourselves down to it. And then
that's
why I blame Big Bang Theory. It's all that show's fault.
When this came
for popularizing mainstream nerd culture,
it dislegitimized Star Trek for people. Like some people watched it on the TV, some people didn't. But when this came out, it made it mainstream.
It was pop culture. Yeah, definitely.
It was huge. You would see it on all the magazines. They were talking about it. I was just talking to my sons about this the other day, how movies back then, because there's no social media, there's 3 channels on TV. You actually, when something big hit, like I remember Batman in '89, that lasted the whole summer. It was like you couldn't go into a store without having Batman merch and T-shirts everywhere. Everybody would be wearing them that you saw. And when even this became like a mainstream thing where everybody was talking about Star Trek that summer when this came out. You don't get that nowadays with movies, right? Even if it's a hit, it's on streaming within. Superman's already on streaming, which is crazy to think that it went that quick. But the world's changed that way. Man, I don't know if you could ever get a movie, another Star Trek movie that'll ever beat that. I don't think you can. It was a perfect storm of things, and it's just. And again, I'm not saying even in Star Trek movies. Wrath of Khan in my top 10, maybe top 5 movies of all time, no matter what genre, what they are. Wrath of Khan is up there.
It transcends genre
great
for me. Yeah,
movie. Yeah.
This is the one movie in all of Trek where it's like, even if you're not a Trekkie, it's like, oh yeah, I saw that one. That was a good movie. But
it's easy to follow. You don't have to know anything before it or anything after it. You can understand it.
Well, this was kind of my foray into Star Trek. It was Star Trek 4, and then I watched Wrath of Khan. So it was like, whoa. I did the trilogy backwards.
That's kind of.
But it all made sense at the end.
4 was good. I enjoyed 4. 5 was odd, and but
it was a William Shatner ego project, is what they like to call it.
Yeah.
But it was still good. I mean, I like them all too. I went to Yosemite a few years ago, and I got to take a picture roughly. I was like, oh yeah, this looks like the parking lot where they filmed it.
I wish though number 3, which I like, but what would it have been like if Kirstie Alley had came back?
Yeah,
that would have. I think it would have elevated it more. not saying anything bad about the actress at all. I think she was good.
I like
But
Robin Curtis.
That
But yeah.
same character would have been, and I don't know. One thing that always bothered me with 3 was what's his name, Doc Brown,
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
I like him, but I can easily tell it's Christopher Lloyd, if you get what I'm saying.
Which is crazy because it's like this is his first role outside of Taxi.
Exactly. It's when I rewatch it now. Back then, you didn't know who he was, so it didn't really matter as much. Of course, Taxi, but
well, John Larroquette was another one of them.
yes, and that when you watch it now, it really kind of throws me off. I wish it would have been either the makeup appliances would have been better to where you can't recognize them, or
they hadn't gone on to do other things that like kind of cement you with that person.
Yes.
I mean, no matter how much they cover up his face, that voice is Christopher Lloyd always coming out of him.
Yeah.
His voice is always that same thing.
I got a comment from Gary B. The casting of Ricardo Montalban was also very important. He was perfect for the role. And at this time, he was a huge star at this time also.
Oh, yeah, on Fantasy Island, right?
Yeah.
And he had to fight to get them to have some skin. They was going to cover him up.
Yeah.
And he's like,
You
no,
wanna show his
man,
best.
I'll work out. Let me show some skin off. And so all that was real. He was in great shape, they said.
I mean, he chewed up the scenery, but man, he did it so well.
What an actor. I mean, I don't know anybody else that could have done it better than that. I mean, he was amazing.
Yeah. You know, every scene he was in the original episode and the movie, he commanded the scene.
Yes.
You could tell that his acting was, I hate to say it, was far above everyone else in the movie.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it was like, and plus he had to do that basically talking to nobody. So he was doing it like a stage play, right?
Yeah.
He was sitting there in front of just some TV cameras or film cameras and acting. When the other ones are like, they're used to it. They've been around each other before and they knew what to do. But again, there'll never be another Star Trek villain as good as Khan. And it's not because of the story or backstory. It's because of the actor that did it. It was just
everything down to the mannerisms.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, I like, Terrence Stamp just passed away, and it makes me think of Zod. And there have been other Zods, but dude, something about him, saying kneel before Zod, like he just didn't care about nothing.
Yeah.
That was just great performance. And it made that character better.
Yeah, because if you think of any enemies in Star Trek, you'll think of the Klingons, you think of the Romulan, the Borg, but Khan is always there, and it's just this one person. You don't think of an individual of anything else except for Khan.
Yeah. Well, dude, at the end of the day, like this movie, when we eventually got to it, but like it wasn't a chore. Like I didn't have to watch the movie. I wanted to watch the movie.
Yes.
And it was, and I told Bruce, I was like, even if I didn't watch the movie, I can quote it. And I've been taking it easy tonight. I can almost quote the movie word for word. Okay. Like that's how many times I've seen it. And that's just like how I always did things. It's like, I always just quoted movie lines. It was kind of my sense of humor, but like,
before I watched it, today, I had in my head, lore from Wrath of Khan and the Search for Spock mixed up in my head. I'm like, oh, when the Klingons show up and take his son? I was like,
that's in the extended cut.
The extended cut.
And really, the Klingons, you didn't really get to see them until 3. Well, they was in the first one, but for a second, right?
Just briefly.
Yeah, briefly, just to show the new makeup and how they're going to look. So, 3, that's how that set the stage for how the Klingons are going to look for years and years to come. So,
until Discovery ruined it.
Yeah.
They're back.
And then they got yelled at and they brought it back. So.
Well, one thing about
that
this
first
movie,
season didn't count.
there's not on a movie like this. It's like if I said, hey, go shave 15 minutes off this, fine. You can't, because every single frame is used to set up other things.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kobayashi Maru comes back later on, right?
Dude, even when they're sitting there, McCoy and Kirk having a birthday party where he just gives him a pair of glasses.
The glasses come back later. I mean, this is the
Yes.
best movie of foreshadowing like that and using items later on that I've ever seen. I mean, you just, I don't know. I think it's, Quentin Tarantino says the one perfect movie he's ever seen was Jaws, which I do think it's almost a perfect movie.
Yeah.
I would almost say this is a perfect movie just because it nails every one of those.
Yeah.
Like he says, there's a checklist of things that they mention in the first act, and every one of them come back at the end. So if you need to be paying attention, like it just all connects.
I think anyone that's interested in being in a film industry, whether it be a writer, director, producer, this is one of the movies that they should be required to goddamn watch.
Yeah, they should.
This is the problem. Yeah. They subtle writing has gone out the window. It's not because of Hollywood. It's because the audience is stupid. They want the next best thing fast, quick. They want everything to be explained to them. They want their hand held through the whole movie. Cough, cough. Fantastic Four.
Can you imagine this movie being made today, though? Like say if they was going to remake it, right, with the new cast and everything. The end scene, like you were saying, that third act, where they're just hovering, right, barely missing each other. Oh no, it would have to be fast paced, right? Yeah. They're going so fast and barely missing, and
the critics would tear this apart. This was the most boring third act ever. This movie was too long. The acting was horrible. Who wrote this trash?
I'd argue they did it in Star Trek Into Darkness, and it was horrible.
They tried,
they flipped the glass line for line. Like I said, I can quote the movie. So when I heard Kirk saying stuff that Spock said, I was like, "Oh my god, no!"
It's so weird when you go in that direction for that movie. The lines have no gravitas. They have no
means nothing
weight to them.
Nothing.
Because you'd only seen their relationship in one other movie.
Yeah,
it wasn't very good.
Exactly. So, but again, there's a weight. Even if you never watched the original series, there's weight to those words in Wrath of Khan, because the whole movie you can see how Spock has been advising him and been his friend, and hey, I need to take over the ship, and I don't really want to. Hey, no problem. This is yours, and all this. And it's just at the end that it all, again, it all connects. Doesn't Spock say at the beginning when he asked about it, he goes, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. They kept using that even in number 3 when he says it doesn't make sense that he came back and saved me. Oh man, I mean, I wish we had writing like that today. You just don't. I think that, like Bruce said, it's all about more action, more jump cuts, more
camera lens.
They think the audience will be bored.
We have
Rocky couldn't be made today because it's a slow paced movie where Rocky, by the end of it, they'll be like, oh no. And you think, well, they really did remake Rocky basically with Creed. It's a great movie, but it's not Rocky. It's not the same type of story, which is sad.
If they're talking about slow moving movies, if the 10 Commandments released today, it would get bashed for the CGI on the bush.
Yes.
It would get bashed for too much skin being shown by the Egyptians.
Well, it would also piss off a lot of people due to just religion alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it wouldn't be made today, or it would just be so bad it would be like, oh gosh.
Well, you could even take like Wizard of Oz, and if that was made today, it would be so CG, right? Everything would be all of that, and it would. I don't even know if they would add music to it and stuff like that. It's just a different world we live in. but it seems like there should be every now and then a movie that makes you go, hey, this movie could have come out in the 80s. You know, every now and then it should be that way. I don't really see many that do that though, but especially any kind of IP thing like a Star Trek or a Marvel or a DC, things like that. Like like Bruce, we talked about. I love the new Superman movie.
Yeah,
it's not Christopher Reeve Superman. It's different, but it's more of a Superman for this time period, right? Because the original Superman, they wouldn't have dared put other characters in it, right? They wouldn't have put Hal Jordan or something in it. They would have been like, people would think we're nuts. So
I don't see Guy Gardner in the 1978 Superman movie.
Yeah, that would have been so weird. So it was just hard enough getting a superhero movie made at that time. So this one was, but I really enjoyed this one. Everybody I've talked to had liked it. I liked the, crypto and all those scenes. But movies are just different nowadays. I think it's just it's the way they're written and made.
Yeah, and that's fine. And not only that, but what also has changed is how they're delivered to the public. I mean, you can watch
thing. You can
watch your movies on your phone nowadays. So it's like, I always harp on it. I always harp on it because we get in arguments and debates all the time about theaters and all this kind of stuff. My thing is like everything's going to trend towards what's more convenient. And streaming is more convenient. And it's been like that. And since like the evolution of entertainment in terms of stage/film has evolved from the stage. So what happened when they started making movies? Okay, they converted some of the stages into movie theaters. And then after that, you had movies that were silent. Then you could talk. Yeah. And then the technology got better and better and better to where, you could mass produce it like that. But the thing is now the technology is so good that it could be beamed directly into your brain, more or less. Yeah. And there's really no need for that middleman of the movie theater anymore. It's like an arcade. You don't need to go to an arcade to play video games anymore.
I need to go to an arcade to play video games.
It would be nice. My goodness. I would. They have places like that. I'm here in Reno, so we got like the casinos, and each one of the casinos has an arcade. So
that's cool.
That's actually
I still like going to the movie theater.
I do, but it's got to make sense. You know what I mean? Like
I think the movies aren't like you. That's exactly what you're saying. Movies nowadays aren't really made for the theater experience. Not the general movies. Some of them are because they think, but nowadays they're thinking, after this is here, it'll be, on streaming and, so they don't really make it more for the big theater experience. Back when this came out, I don't even remember if there was VHS at this time. They're not even thinking about afterward sales, aftermarket, like on VHS or DVDs wasn't even a thing. So I think they were just thinking about what's the best experience you can get. And nowadays, like you said, it's more, can it be watched on your phone or on an iPad or some device? Because a lot of people are consuming content that way. They're not even consuming it on their TV. So it just changes. It's just like comic books. A lot of things are changing.
I'm not giving up my physical comic books, damn it.
I don't want you to. Go out and buy Monsters, as many copies as y'all want.
I got 135 pre-ordered.
I only have 100 pre-ordered, so
I got 135.
35.
135.
135. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
We got some new announcement this week about keep an eye out, but we're doing the golden ticket idea. I'll talk about that more. Where we're doing the 13. They're going to be called Unholy Grails. So each book you might have that inside, where it gets you a CGC 1-of-1 book. I think we talked about that before. And then and I'm announcing tomorrow I'm adding 9 more covers. I'll just go ahead and let you know of Night of the Living Dead. I did a deal with them. So
nice.
That's cool. We're doing that. There'll be 500 of each one will be put in the blind bag. So I could have stopped weeks ago. The order's already coming in, but I want to try to make it the best experience for the fans as possible. So the more stuff I can throw into them to make them a more a great time opening them. Halloween, that time period when I think of things at Halloween, I think of Night of the Living Dead. I used to watch it every year. So,
and look at this guy, my friend Spoon Man over here. I got 175. Wah, get out of here.
Semper Fi, devil, man.
Jeez, I gotta get 100 more now. Damn.
I gotta get to 200.
Y'all need to get together and play this game we used to play when we'd open trading cards. I used to go to card shows when I was younger and set up and sell them. We would do a thing with all the other retailers. Everybody would get a pack and you'd open it up. Whoever had the highest number in the pack gets all the guys' stuff, right? Gets all the cards.
Yeah.
Y'all can do that with the cover number, right? We're going to number every cover, 1 through 80 something, whatever it is, 1 through 90. So y'all could actually do that. It's who knows? You might get all the covers.
And of course, Comic Kid got 300 ordered.
300.
300.
I'm not gonna whole weekend to open.
Bruce and I are. Go ahead, Bruce.
No, I was gonna say me and Mark have a mutual friend, and that mutual friend is ordering 1,000 copies of Monsters Blind Bag. You know who he is.
Yeah. Wow.
Great guy.
Now, Bruce and I have a plan that whenever they come out, we're just going to do a live stream of us opening most of our packs. Maybe not all of them at once.
Probably 50.
Yeah,
Awesome.
50 each.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with it. Make fun. I want to make fun of Nerdy because he's gonna.
I want it to be a lot of fun and last all Halloween season. And then again, we got the Christmas ones coming up. So hopefully people like it so much that they'll also enjoy the Christmas ones. I'm going to try to do more Christmas themed covers in that one. But Bruce.
Confirmed. Spoon Man wants to see me naked. I will be having a talk with your wife later on tonight. Yeah, trade among friends. Let's trade covers. Covers you don't have, Nerdy. I will trade with you.
Yeah.
We've done that before with Mark's books.
Oh, that's right. We already did that with the cards.
Yeah,
we said we traded cards. Booked the cards, which was a great idea, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it to where it's kind of like trading cards, but I'm trying to also watch that line where I'm not oversaturating everything. So after Monster World comes out and Monsters 8 with the Christmas blind bag, I'm probably going to cut back covers to where it's only like 3 per issue or something, just for a little couple months to give everybody a breather. Because I mean, I know that the blind bags will keep going for months and months. People will still be getting them and opening them.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be good for the industry. I think it'll be great for the monster fans out there. Dude, it's about a month from today when Monsters #1 came out. I think it was September 18th. So it's around there. So yeah, it's been a crazy ride just in this year. So
I don't know if you aware. You've been way too busy to read stuff in the Discord, but earlier today, Monsters #1 and 9/8 sold for over 1K.
Wow.
Oh wow. What version was it?
It was the regular cover A.
What? Oh, cover A, 1A.
Cover
Wow.
A. And cover B sold for $650, I believe. So around $650.
I figured one thing that happened in San Diego Comic Con was, it got announced in the King Spot panel that Monsters was optioned. And usually that sends prices up, too. But no one did a story about it, right? It was really weird. I think they kind of dropped the ball on that. Yeah. They should have just went to news media and told them right before San Diego or something. Mm-hmm. So I even have people in the comic industry writing me as soon as yesterday and saying, is this true? Has it been optioned? I'm hearing rumors. I'm like, yeah, of course, but no one's talking about it. Once that news gets more popular and out there, I think #1s are going to go up.
Are you allowed to say who optioned it?
I can't say the places yet because they want to release that information.
Okay,
but it's all like, let me just say, it's optioned through a screenwriter producer, and they're taking it to, what that means is they take it to streaming services that you would know. Let me just say, big streaming services and other movie production companies that you would know, and trying that. And if it falls through or something, I would know, by the end of the year, and then someone else might, option or something. So things happen like this, but you never know. It could go on the first try. You never know. Because right now we are very popular. We're selling a lot of books. Yeah. And it looks like we might have the number one book with Monster and the Wolf, which would be crazy to think that would be the number one book in all of October, but it might be. We're hoping. We was hoping to get 100,000 units out of it. I think we're going to get that easy. Now that I'm hearing everything, which the highest we've ever sold was 80,000. So right there, we broke records for us.
Was that issue 3 or 4 of Monsters?
That was issue 4. And then we went down to about 10,000 or so units the next month because the whole diamond thing took effect, right? You couldn't, so we had to move everything over to lunar. So right now we're in the 50 something, middle 50, high 50 range versus in the 70s range. And here's why: because we used to have 8 covers. Right. When everything was going normal, we had 8 covers, 5 normal covers, a foil, a metal, and an incentive. They made us go down to 3 covers and then 1 incentive. So you can see if we still had all 8, we would actually be doing better than the 80. We'd be doing higher numbers. So we're trying to get that back. Maybe we can do 4 covers in the future. That would be fun because, and I still want to do an incentive and stuff. But that's the only reason that it went down at all. But we're still doing great numbers in our other printings. Like I think it was number 5 or number 1 5th printing. I think did over 20,000, something like that. Wow. It was which is crazy because number 1, when it first sold, altogether only sold around 9,000 and something units. And then again, those number 1s are hard to get. There is a lot of number 1s. Of course, there's also 2nd printing, 3rd printing, 4th printing, 5th printing. But if you go on League of Comic Geeks, they show you all the covers. There's not that many number 1s. There's only 5 normal covers. And then there was 5 normal covers, and then there were store exclusives we did, which we did 3 or 4 of those. So there wasn't that many number 1s, first printings out there. So I've stopped.
Did I hear you correct? Did I hear you correctly that issue 5 is the lowest printed between 4 and 6, and maybe printed around?
Number 5 was still 5 is in the 60s, 6 is in the 60s. Like we're talking about high 6, so that was about 10,000 difference.
Okay, not 10,000 altogether.
Right, number 7 was the lowest because of the diamond thing. Because diamond now is almost, there is no numbers coming in because we were still getting in numbers from diamond. So now diamond, so everybody has to look for us over like at Lunar or Universal, which they do some stuff. We have distribution through them. But so number 7 was the lowest and I'm at low, and I'm talking in the 50,000 something range. And then you're going to have number 8 will be the blind back. So that'll shoot it.
That's going to be the highest.
That's going to be the highest monsters, I would imagine. So
definitely.
So it was weird that happened. What's interesting with number 7 is I prepped for. I didn't know I was going to do the blind bag, so I went ahead and did Halloween type covers for 7. So because it comes out in September, so you'll have there's a Halloween 2 homage, there's a Halloween 3 homage, there's a witch cover with orange on it. It was the homage of an Adam Hughes cover of Power Girl. But it was from the Kickstarter. You might have seen it. I recolored that one to make it more Halloween. And then I even put Headless Horseman on the cover for the first time. So it was that's more of a Halloween kind of feel to them. And then we have the blind bags coming out probably about 2 to 3 weeks after that, maybe 2. I think they're going to put out Monsters 7 early, like in the middle of September this time.
Okay.
because they didn't want it to be the same week or a week after the blind bags come out. They wanted to have.
I want to share this. After I read issue 6 of Monsters, I messaged Mark right away. Like, what the heck? Damn Golden Man. I was like, I did not see that coming. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't read it. Goddamn, read your books, guys.
Yes, read it.
Books.
It's a good story. It's not just covers. It's a great story. I love the Slayer. Oh man, I love that character so much.
Thank you. When I did the whole thing that you're talking about, which I won't get into, I did it, and I said, I was halfway during the book, and I was like, what would they not expect now? And then, then I did what I did, and I was like, and I felt bad, but you'll see what happens in issues later on. I kind of make up for it, but it's dude, it's so fun to do that though, where I don't have to worry about, is this okay if I do this to these characters? They're mine, so I can do whatever. And I like the Golden Man. You'll find more out about the Golden Man in issue 7, who it is and all that. Because that's going to be one I think will sneak up on people. They didn't realize that when they first saw him. So have his backstory. And then 8, all hell breaks loose because it was the last issue of the Kickstarter. So I told him, I said, let's try to make that maybe an oversized issue. In the blind bags, because maybe 30 pages or more, because I'm going to go and add a few more pages to it. And then it ends at a cliffhanger because I didn't know if I was going to get to do 9. And then when 9 starts, I resolve some of that stuff. But I can't wait to start doing that full time. I'm on Spawn right now. Was working on Spawn earlier today. I'm on 4. I got to get through 6, but I'm hoping to get that done here.
It's a 6-issue limited series?
6-issue limited series. I asked them the other day when they're kind of focused on putting it out. They're saying first of next year at some time. So I don't think it'll be, because you do have to solicit so far in advance. I didn't think it would be here. Like, we're already soliciting November right now for the monster blind bag, the Krampus ones. So I didn't know if they would put it out in December, but they can't really, because I have to go ahead and do the covers. So we were talking about what covers they need and when they need them. So I'm thinking first of next year, which is not a bad time when, January, February, March, somewhere around in there would be nice. And then it would last 6 months. It'll come out monthly. So I can't wait for that. I think that's going to be huge. I love what I'm doing over there with it. I love the characters. And then it's back, like I said, moving over back to Monsters, and then we'll have Monster and the Wolf number 2 and 3 coming out as well, which I guess that if it comes out every other month, it would come out in December and February. Yeah. So and that's an interesting book. I was telling somebody tonight. I'm hoping. I think didn't you read number 1, Bruce?
Yes, I did read number 1. I thought it was great. God damn it, Mark, telling everybody I read issue 1.
Yeah, sorry about it. Don't give away that when they write you now. But that's okay. When I let you read it, I was thinking, okay, hopefully it's at a good level. Like maybe it's a 5 out of a 10. And then all this pressure of now it might be selling 200, 300, 400,000 copies. I'm like, I better go back and look at that, make sure. I might have to add a few things. But
you don't want me reviewing the comic, be like, I love the art is good, but the story is lacking. I expect more from Mark.
See, that's what I worry about, because that's what will happen. People will be like, yeah, the blind bags are neat, but if you read the story, it's just okay. So you want it to be a killer story, which I got in there what I already have in there, but I could add, or I could change a page or 2, or I could add a page or 2, if I need to. But I think it works out pretty good, but it also needs to be consumed with number 2, and you'll see how they mirror each other. So people would wait and read that one, but there'll be so many number 1s more than there will be number 2s, right? Because let's say they sell 200,000 of them. Number 2 might be ordered 50,000, 60,000. You know, we don't know. So
I have to ask you also, when Monster and the Wolf hits the stands,
Yep.
the stores, will you stop the regular Monster title until after that story is told, or will they be running concurrent?
Running concurrent. So
Okay.
you'll have Monster and the Wolf in October, Monsters in November, Monster and the Wolf #2 December, Monsters 9 in January, Monster and the Wolf 3, and so on until Monster and the Wolf runs out, and then we just keep going with Monsters. Unless something happens, I can't get 9 done, but I really have 9 halfway done already. Yeah. The only thing that would cause a problem is I need to get Spawn 77 done. And I'm hoping to get it done by the end of September, or you know, it might be 1st October. So when it's done, I'm moving right into Monsters. So and I've kind of stopped all of the cover work because that's my passion. If I can only do one other thing, it would be just doing the Monster series, right? I mean, that's what I want to do, and we're high in the number of units selling every month. So I would rather do my book than do a cover for somebody's book at a big publisher that's number 100 if we're number 30. I mean, it'd be crazy not to do my own stuff. So, so that's why I'm kind of everybody who's writing me saying, "Will you do this or that?" I'm always saying, "Hey, I gotta get Spawn done, and then I'm focused on Monsters." So
will the Monsters of the Wolf Kickstarter come out before the books come out?
Yeah, we have it right now. We're going through it. I have a team going through each one, make sure the damages. I'm real particular. I like to make sure if you're paying $25 for a book or something, I want to make sure that book is pristine. Or you might be paying $100. You know, I had different levels, and there's things like when they put them in the box, there's where they call it staple impressions, where it'll get on another book. It'll have the staple kind of impression. I set those aside. I want to try to make sure we have all of them in pristine condition, get all the damages off to the side, count everything, make sure we had what we're supposed to get from the printer. We're hoping to be done with that phase by the end of this week or by Monday.
Yeah.
Then I will sit down and start signing where I have, like, if it was only 100 made, I said I'm going to sign the back and number each one 1 through 100, 2 through 100.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that next week. And then we're waiting on the T-shirts, which should be here, I would say, about maybe next week. It was supposed to be August in the 20s. And then we're ready to start shipping. So we hope to ship out. It'll be nice to start shipping books before the end of August.
Yeah.
And nice. I have a good team now where we was able to ship out like 300 orders in 1 week.
Oh, wow.
Where the Kickstarter's bigger. You're going to have bigger orders, but we'll assign one person to that order, right? Because one person might have 5 orders where they order from different accounts, So we're trying to combine all that, but we got a good team in place that I trust, and we're going through it, and is exactly what I was hoping we could get to, where we could ship all these with no problem. So that, and we got the trading cards still being printed right now. Tonight they redid a box. The small box is going to look like a coffin now. And I got to go back in there and redo what artwork's going to be on it. So I'm kind of thinking, do I want it to look like a coffin, like woods around it, or do I want it to look like pictures? So I got to figure that out. But I got to do that, and a printing plate list tonight of what the printing plate names need to be. So that's like 400 plates. But other than that, they're already printing the other stuff. So we should have that. We talked about September, so maybe about a month from now we would have that. And right when we get the trading cards in, we're shipping them right out because there's no weight on that. You don't really have to check for damages because they're already sealed in a box and everything. We just start shipping. So, I
heard you say earlier that you'll be shipping my order out first. Thank you, Mark, for saying that. But I know, seriously, do you have an official count of overall books for the Monsters and the Wolf Kickstarter? How many books were printed all together.
I do. Let me look at that real quick.
You're getting some breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
Yep.
Because comic book collectors like to know numbers and print counts and how much everything is limited. So while Mark is doing that, please guys, like, subscribe, hit into the giveaway. There's a witch foil up for the giveaway.
So on the print count of everything, it was 6,141 comics to be printed.
Oh,
I went in
That's
though.
low.
Yeah, it's very low. But I went in and I did percentages on everything to where I would add like 20 more to everything. Like if it was 200 print run, I had 20 for damages because I didn't want to wait for them to fix it. I was just going to eat the cost, right?
Yeah.
So it came out to be 7,049, but we already know they've been going through it. There's damages, right?
Yeah.
But they're within the margin of error, basically, like within 10%. So we're still golden. If something happens and it dips below that, I will contact the printer and get them to print those that are damaged, and fix them. But hopefully we stay within that margin and we're okay. So I learned that from last year. Last year I didn't know any better. I printed exactly what was to order. And when I got them, they were like, "Oh no, half of these are damaged or something." So it delayed it a month. So this year we had everything on schedule. We were doing really good, but the comics sat at a freight place where they had to bring them out in pallets.
Yeah.
It sat there for about 3 weeks, and it was near me, like an hour from me. They just would not deliver them. They just kept saying we're too busy. So that put us back because we would actually probably already had them everything signed, numbered, and everything ready to go. So that put us back a little bit, but I think we're doing good. But the goal is they'll be in your hands before you go and get your blind books. That's what I want. So
Nice.
That's good.
And you're always working on the next Kickstarter. When I do that, I try to fulfill this one and make everybody happy because I want them to go back, and do another Kickstarter with me. Right? If you don't get those out, they're like, Mark wasn't good at getting those out. So I'm going to try to.
There was a big thing with. I'm not going to say who. The books came out, hit the newsstands before people got their Kickstarter books.
Now, last year when Monsters 1 came out, we had a few that hadn't got theirs, but it was usually people that didn't give us their address, till too late, where they went, I remember now. So we tried to fulfill all those. Now we have some that I think we have a CGC option on. Those will probably, and those could be a little bit delayed, right? Because that's CGC. We're going to fast track everything though. So hopefully that's 3 weeks. But dude, I fast tracked stuff and got it in 2 months at CGC before. So you can't tell. But I just heard from Spencer's today. The t-shirts will be in stores before Halloween. So good. I'm thinking next month in September. If you check your Spencer's,
I gotta
go check.
I have a request. He has to go check. I have a request from a certain New Yorker that I'm kind of friends with, Dom Tober. He wants to know where the hell is his Boba Fett cover?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to sit down and draw you a Boba Fett cover, Bruce, just for you, and put this is Grayson. Where's Dom? I keep showing up to all these shows, and Dom just ghosts me. He never's around anymore.
Dom is paying off his San Diego Comic-Con trip, so he's working 3 shifts.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah, he had a great time out there. He was hoping you were coming to NYCC because he's going to be there. But I told him no.
We're still looking at maybe MegaCon, but we don't know. But as far as this year, I've shut it down. I'm not going because I got just too much work to do. Maybe MegaCon, but I know for sure Huntsville next year. But I'm still talking to them about MegaCon.
Well, like I told you last time, I'm selling my tickets to NYCC since you're not going, but I'm keeping my
Thank you.
MegaCon tickets.
There you
Hopefully
go.
you go there.
And I want to talk to Todd to see if he's going, because that would be a great chance to do something with Spawn 77 while I'm down there, if it comes out around that time. So,
Barbarian Kung Fu has a question. Is there some sort of chase that is going to be possible in the bags? And if so, can you say what it is and what the ratio may be?
oh gosh, a lot of chases. So you have your base covers around 35 covers, right? So those are all printed the exact same amount. So the odds of getting that would be the highest. But the next thing would be foils. They're 1 in 14 bags will have a foil in it. That's the odds. Don't hold it against me if you buy 14 and you open them all up and there's no foil. Of course, all of them can be foil, but the foil is going to be versions of the base ones we've actually, made full versions of, but their print runs lower. Then we have glow in the dark covers that only 500 will be inserted. 5 of those at 500 a piece. Black and white covers, 500 a piece at 5 designs. And then, like I said, we're adding 9 Night of the Living Dead covers that will be on cardstock. 500 of each one will be printed. They'll be thrown in there. And then we also have trick or treat covers or trick covers that are kind of neat. I'm going to show some of those off maybe this week. Those are good. Those are printed a little bit less than the base as well. Maybe around a foil. I have to look. And then we have the golden ticket. It's called the 13 Unholy Grails. That'll be a piece of paper, kind of like a Post-it note or something slid inside the comic. People were asking, like, would it be on page 1 or something like that? So there's your favorite golden man. So put in there, but it's not going to be a trading card where you could maybe feel it. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be thinner paper than that.
Yeah.
And it'll be put in there. Probably, I don't know if they'll put it in there on the, the half like this, because it might, I don't know, that might be on page 4 or something. I don't know. But they're going to put that in there. Then they're put it in the bag and seal it. So there's no way, if you know what the bags are, there's no way it can come out. All right. It'll just be sealed in there. So
the paper will, that thin piece of paper that's going to be the golden ticket is not going to impact the weight of the book, where some people can weigh the books.
Right. We want it to be the thinnest thing that they could print on, because, almost like tissue paper, whatever they got the thinnest is what we wanted, because we know people are going to try to weigh it. They're going to weigh foils. They're going to weigh the cardstock and all that kind of stuff. So we want it to be where you just don't know. So we, again, 13 of those, and those are going to be recolored base covers that I'll change something on and make it a 1-to-1. We're going to get printed, and then I'll get them CGC'd, and then I'll send you that when you get that. And we have the way we did it, we put a 9-digit code on the back. No one knows. There's 13 of those 9-digit codes, right? Randomly made for us. And you would have to show us, take a photo and give us the code so we can verify it. And it's only used once. So,
okay. I was going to ask you, what happens to that paper? When I win 2 of those tickets, do I have to send it off, or can I keep it so I can get it framed and CGC'd?
Keep the ticket. We would just need a photo of it, and we would need to see the number on the photo, but we'd also want you to give us the number too. But we can really see it from the photo, because there's no way you're going to guess the 9-digit code. If you sit there and send them in every day, different ones that ain't real, then we're probably banning you, saying, okay, he's just guessing,
Yeah.
So that's why we have to see a photo of it. But it'll say on the front side, here's the email to send the photo and everything to, and what you're getting. And on the other side, it actually shows you the code. So it's a cool piece of paper, though. I would keep it and frame it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
go to Huntsville, get it autographed.
That would be awesome if somebody brings one to me. That would be neat.
I'll bring you the 2 I win.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you my Mark. I'm gonna send you my issue number 1 blank cover so you can do a Boba Fett sketch on it. So I'm like, haha, Dom, haha. But he has a sketch. He has a Slayer and it says Fett time. Should be happy with that. Get out of here, Dom, if you're watching.
Mark, I know you're busy with all the covers and the Monsters and the Wolf and your Spawn 77, but if you ever get asked to do maybe an Alien cover, I would love Ripley and the Power Loader versus the Queen. That would be amazing.
My son will not let me get away with not doing an Alien cover. He's a huge Alien fan, which I love Alien as well. I would do, that's one that when I talked to Marvel about things that I would be wanting to do over there, I told him I really like their Fox properties that they got, Alien, Predator, the Star Wars stuff, of course, that they have. So I'm hoping maybe to work something out, maybe in 26 over there to where I would have the time and they would give me the right property where I could do something like that. Because there's list of characters and stuff like that and properties that I really want to work on. It's not money wise. It's just like it would be a dream to be able to do that, right? To sit up on my wall. So,
I don't want to keep you talking for the rest of the night. It's a Tuesday night. I know you have a lot of work to do. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us for the Red Shirt Show, where we talk Star Trek. And I didn't know this until Mark won Jeopardy that he's a huge Trek fan. Look at that guy. Hopefully I can get you to come back and defend your title on Jeopardy one Friday or Sunday.
Yeah, that would be fun. Make a Mark Spears monster category, though. That's all I'm asking.
Listen, if I beat you out in a Mark Spears monster category, there's something wrong, Mark.
If you do, I will send you a free something. I'll find something rare that I can send you.
Where's this? Let's do this giveaway before we get out of here. I forgot about this. Where is it? There we go. All right. Hashtag Star Trek for a
hashtag Trek
for the which 1 in 50 from Monsters number 6. All right, and the winner is anybody but Terry Floyd.
Big hits, no whammies.
No whammies.
Oh! Hey, there you go.
Yes. I got the witch cover. Yes.
Nice.
It's all in my favor, man. The world is my oyster.
I got a new hashtag up.
I will be talking about people will be talking about me tomorrow. I read the giveaway so Spears can win his own book. Who do you want to give it to in the chat? Anybody in the chat you want to give it to?
I don't know. Let's do it again. Just redo it.
Let's redo it. All right.
Redo it because I don't want to play favorites. I like all these guys.
I'm glad you like them. I don't like most of them. All right, Drew again. Let's go.
Terry Floyd calls shenanigans.
I told you. Rigged. Mark Gordon.
Awesome.
Congrats, Mark. I will reach out to Mark.
2 marks all on the same night.
Let's remove that. And also, I want to thank everybody. Last week we did a claim sale to benefit Kyle and his family. We raised over $2,000 in claim sales. Nice. There will be another claim sale this coming Saturday. I haven't decided the time, 8 or 9 p.m. Mark has graciously donated some signed books for the claim sale. Those will be available to claim on Saturday. So make sure you're there. Also, hit the like, subscribe, and keep your eye out on Mark's website. What's the name of your website, Mark? You don't know you can give me your own website, Mark?
It's markspears.store or markspearsmonsters.com.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody's been asking about the Tin Man.
What's the Tin Man?
I don't know.
Don't look at me.
he might drop this week. I talked to my wife earlier because somebody said, "Hey, when are you going to drop it?" And I said, "Well, because one, she's the boss. Two, we had things we had to get done first that more priority. So I think we'll probably do it this weekend." People are asking, can I limit it one per person? I'm going to try. I think Shopify. I got it limited to 3. I don't know if it works, but I think I got it to 3 right now. I'm going to try to limit it to 1. What we might do, and I would put this on social media, let everybody know, drop half of them Saturday, half of them Sunday night, same times. That way, if something happened, some people work or they're busy, and I don't want to penalize somebody because hey, we dropped those. Now there's no more left. So
you sure you don't want to? You sure you don't want to drop it around the time we're up for 5 a.m. Me and Mark are always up late.
Yes, I might drop it at 4. That would be good. Then just go on to bed. That would be nice.
Yeah.
So I might drop it around. I don't know. I'll have to decide like midnight. Maybe I could do it earlier, but I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, we're trying to figure all that out. That'll be the first drop we've ever done. We did the Farley stuff. I didn't even have it up there like correct if people was already buying it.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't even entered the shipping ride in there and all that stuff. So they were just checking it over and over, waiting for us to drop it. So we'll figure it out and get it going this weekend. Once we do that, then we have the bride with the new haircut. We have a bride Frankenstein cover that's never been released that I want to drop those. So we'll do that in the future. So
yeah, and in case you guys didn't know, there's a cardstock, a foil, and a metal cover. The cardstock is $199. The foil is $50.
We had 50. We don't even have 100. No, it's we had. You talking about the numbers that made?
Yeah.
The foil is. We had 50. We're supposed to have 100, but we had so many damages. I even had to put in my comp copies, so I don't even have no comp copies of it. So there's 50, 113 cardstock, 7 metals. So it's kind of weird, but we didn't catch it. It's not really damages as much as printer. I would call it printer error, where there's like goop or something on it where it got imprinted, and I'm like. It's you could send it to CGC and they might say, oh, that's a printer thing. It's okay. But I was like, I'm not selling that. I just can't. I'm just going to.
Will it be destroyed?
The what?
Will it be destroyed?
Yeah, I'm going to destroy all those extras. We might even make a video of it and put some fire on them and. So, but yeah, all those are going to be destroyed. The metal, I think there was 2 damaged on it or 3, and it was on the back. Where the regular book is, it had some lines.
Nice.
On it. So,
yeah. So
with that, 9. Wow, it's good.
9. I can't even get a 9.8 on the goddamn metal. Sometimes
that's some bad luck.
Sometimes, as you have a box full of spears that are 9.8s.
I have 4 boxes of 9.8 spears books.
Oh,
well then, quit crying.
I'm not trying. I'm just expressing my grief with CGC. That's all. That's not crying.
Go to PSA.
We'll probably be dropping some CGC books on eBay here the next day or so because my son does that, and we've been busy doing other stuff. So I think he's finally gonna. We got boxes of CGC we made just to sell, so we'll be putting some of those on there. And they're like 9.8s and stuff like that. So
when can people expect you to start your eBay live shows? Because you are entertaining as hell.
I would like to, but they're trying to onboard me. I think they wrote me today trying to get a date to walk me through things. But man, I mean, walk me through it. Let me get going. I would rather have released him in that way so I can actually say, okay, we'll start with 20 of them. Let's sell that. Okay, here's 20. Then I can make sure it all works. So who knows? We might do that if they tell me they can onboard me quick. But we'll see. But I would love to get to do that if we can get it done soon. So
if that's the case, Spoon Man is the king of drops on Whatnot and eBay Lives. He never misses with the drops. He's got me a few drops. Thank you, Spoon. With that, I will see you guys. What's today? Tuesday. I will see you guys
Tuesday.
Friday for the Jeopardy show. Then Saturday for the charity claim sale, and then Sunday for the other comic book show, the greatest comic book show on Sundays. Thank you very much, where we do quality work and we keep it real here. So thank you, Mark. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Brian. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Nerdy, for showing up. And we will be reviewing episode 7 of Strange New Worlds next week, and Star Trek: The Search for Spock next
Star
week.
Trek 3, man. Can't
Star
wait.
Trek 3. So, Mark, you are welcome back anytime to any of my shows on the
Thanks,
channel.
buddy.
You know that. Just message me or call me. Just don't tell people that I read your goddamn books before they did. I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail because of this now.
I already messaged you, Bruce. I already did.
It's like I'm
I do have a message for you.
Oh,
And,
man.
and shout out to actually, let me do this. Shout out to my good friend Mr. B. You know who you are. He sent some great books for the claim sale. He sent a Whitman Star Wars number 1.
Wow.
He sent a J. Scott Campbell signed Witchblade from San Diego Comic-Con. He sent this Embrace embossed foil Pokemon cover, which is amazing.
Gotta catch them all.
Sent the Turtles number 1, first appearance of Janica. For all you web heads, there's some Spider-Man gonna come up. This one is limited to 400. We have a DNA X-Men foil,
Oh, that's gorgeous.
really good. We have this medicine. What's it? Medicine?
Medusan.
Medusan. The son
It
of
was a
Medusa.
good read. It was a good read.
Oh, and it's signed. And a little
No remark.
signed
You
by
should see the foil they did.
Cameron Johnson.
Yep.
And then we have what is this? A Capture Collectibles exclusive variant, black and white, ultimate spot foil, limited to 150. This is 106 out of 150. Touch foil, beautiful cover.
Oh, wow. That is pretty cool.
That's pretty.
And the last thing Mr. B sent was this beautiful Captain America 109 for the claim sale.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty.
Thank you, Mr. B, for being a great friend to me and Mark. And hopefully I get to meet you, convince you to go to Baltimore also. I'm trying to get everybody to go goddamn Baltimore.
Come down here, man. Don't make us go up there. You come
I'm
down
going
here.
down. I'm going down there for Huntsville.
Okay,
next year. You know that.
That'll be awesome, buddy. That'll be awesome.
I'll
I'll give
Bruce.
you a bunch of comics to proofread for me before they come out to anybody else.
God damn it.
And I'll take pictures of you sitting there reading them.
How long ago was that you gave me issue 1 to read?
I think it was before the Kickstarter was. I sent it to printer because I was trying to get someone's view on it. Melissa read it at the same time you did.
Yeah.
She said, makes sense. And I was like, okay, it makes sense to you, but is it good? So I sent it to you and you were like, hey, that's pretty good. So I thought, okay, maybe it's good. So, it's just hard to tell when you're doing it yourself. You don't know like what level of good. So it was probably back in May or April.
Yeah.
Right
And not one hint of the story has leaked from these lips or pages from this guy.
I need to see number 2. I need to see what your thoughts are.
Nobody's texting me again. Nah.
No, I put
So
it
I
in the
was-
chat this time.
Oh, you did?
Hashtag jealous.
Hashtag jealous. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Please hit the like, subscribe. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. We are out of here.
Later, Trekkies.